everyone, this is Tammy from Tammy Colors 2, and welcome to my new colored pencil series, Getting to Know My Colored Pencils. So if you didn't know, or maybe this is the first video you've watched from my channel, I am a colored pencil girl. Now, lately, I've been using a lot of markers because I just haven't had time. However, I love colored pencils, and over the course of my coloring journey, I have collected 44 sets of pencils, which is a lot. And I get them, I try them out, and I decide if I like them. If I don't like them, I send them back, which I have done with several sets. Anyway, but I have made a list of all 44 sets of pencils. Here it is. And we're going to go through each one of these. I decided, you know how you're familiar with things and you tend to gravitate towards the things you're familiar with. Well, some sets of pencils I've had for a long time. Some I've not had for that long, but I tend to gravitate towards the ones that I know rather than the ones that I'm less familiar with, because I know how those colors work, or I know what I want to use. You know, and also, I mean, in my coloring, a lot of times though, I'll open the pencil swatch charts and look through to find colors that I want, rather than say, I'm going to use a certain pencil set. But sometimes I do say, I want to use this pencil set. But, because they're all different, they all work on, you know, different paper. There's the other thing. Not all pencils like all paper, as we have discovered. Anyways, so I now also have a partner in crime. Michelle from Kits and Caboodles is going to kind of do sister videos to my colored pencil videos. And we do not have all the same sets of pencils. She has some I don't have. I have some she doesn't have. So if she has the set, she's going to do a companion video to go with mine. She's going to go over different things, talk about them, talk about maybe things I didn't talk about, think about things I didn't think about. So that's the plan. And this will take me a little bit to do each video, but I should get faster at it as I go along. And the other thing is, for a long time, I couldn't decide what order to do the pencils in. It's like, do I do them cheapest to most expensive, alphabetical order, you know, like I couldn't decide, random. So Michelle and I both put polls on our community tabs, and we said, we gave a list of choices. How do you want to do this? And alphabetical order actually won. That surprised me. I thought it was going to be cheapest to most expensive in that order. However, alphabetical actually won the choice selection there. So I will be doing these in alphabetical order. Now, what am I going to do? I made my own color testing sheet from different things that I have seen people have on theirs. I took elements that I liked and, you know, used software to draw things, boxes and stuff. I wanted it to be simple. I don't want this part to take long. I just wanted to have a little sheet that I can kind of look at and make notes on, maybe as I go along. I could even make notes on the back if I wanted to, but then I'll have this for each set of pencils that I have, and you know, I can make notes for myself. Maybe as I go along, I can write books that I think these work well in, or whatever. So that's my plan. I'll put them in a binder. And then I'm also going to, what I wanted to do was test them on different types of paper. So I was thinking what I could test them on. What are the most common things that people are going to want to see? Or what do people use the most? Now, there's a million different kinds of paper out there. I can't test it all. But Johanna Basford, and I I feel like I'm just jumping on the bandwagon because someone said everybody's using this to do tiny pictures in, and they're right. But I'm not. I am using this for the tiny pictures, but I'm actually using it for the paper because I want to test the pencils on Johanna Basford paper. So I'll do a tiny picture in there. Lulu Mayo is another popular one, and the paper is really finicky. So I thought, I mean, A Million Cats, ironically, is my least favorite of the Lulu Mayos. I don't have them all. I'm missing like A Million Dogs and A Million Bears, maybe. But I almost got rid of this one, and I'm like, no, because someday I'll regret it if I get rid of it. So, but, you know, I could probably find some little elements, like maybe this one, or just pick a big double page spread and do different elements with different pencils to kind of test the paper. It would be nice if I could do it on something like this, so I could write down the pencils and then I would know. But theoretically, even if I do smaller areas, then I can write down on the back of the sheet, hey, this worked well in this book. And I will probably do that in my notes. So I'm going to try to do that. Amazon paper is going to be the biggest one because Amazon paper is in a lot of people's books. And I have a lot of Amazon printed books. So this actually started as a project, Magical Tiny Houses. And the reason I have two, I have volume 1 and volume 2 because there are only 25 images in each book. So I had to get both of them. And I love Alexandra Dannemann. There's a flip through on my channel of each of these. But what I'd originally done is when I was flipping through it sometime a year or two ago, I said, oh, I could see myself doing a different set of pencils on every page. And one of my friends said, hey, that would be cool. Let's do that. And we started, and then, of course, as I always do, I flake out. Or I just don't have time, or, you know, I'm trying to manage my time better. And I noticed that, so that's, well, I noticed that I have to want to do each one. And I know that now I do. It's not that I didn't, but I have to learn how to manage my coloring time, and it's hard. So, so there are a few that I have done. There's like 3 sets of pencils I've completed the pictures for. But that's why these are marked with certain sets of pencils, because we randomly drew and just marked the paper with what set of pencils we were going to use. So I'll use this for the sets of pencils that are marked in here, because she and I didn't have the same sets of pencils. And then I'll just move on with every other set of pencils, and eventually I'll have almost a completed book. There's not enough to do all the pictures, and this is pretty standard Amazon paper. I mean, it's not black backed, which is my least favorite kind, but this is generic Amazon paper. So I thought it would be a good test. I've used pencils on it before, obviously. So, and then I thought maybe I could try some Erie, because a lot of people had Erie books. And I think that there's something in here that I can use. Oh, I know. I was thinking maybe I could just do, because there's at least 40 leaves in here. So I was thinking maybe I could do a leaf in every set of pencils or something like that. Or we'll just color different elements, pick a double page spread and then I'll get a double page spread colored by doing all that eventually. Because this paper is challenging for pencils. Not gonna lie. And I also thought maybe I would, I did this thing when I did my watercolor pencils. I colored the exact same picture every time with the same, as many of the same colors as I could muster. But I don't know if I'm going to continue to do that on this, because I mean, really, I think I have enough tests. I printed it out. I may do it, but it depends on what I've gotten myself into. So I'm crazy. I'm starting to think I'm crazy. Well, I am crazy. But anyway, so now that was the intro, so we won't have that every time. But the first set of pencils are the Amazon Basics, which blend in nicely. It's a 72 set. These are round pencils. I'll turn it around this way. They are round, enamel or painted. They have Amazon Basics. They have the name and a number. They are open on the top. So you have several types of pencils. Mostly you have these type. You have your black barreled pencils like this, right? And they're all their own kind of type of pencil. I wish I knew pencil manufacturing and could talk about that part intelligently, but you got the open top, except for the fact that Prismacolors are open top and they're nothing like these. You know what I mean? So, but the budget ones are mostly the same in that department. Like these black barrels are all mostly the same. You know, I forget what these are. Soucolors. Duh, it's right there. And then you've got your pencils that are full enameled, like Polychromos, which is what this is. You've got your Color. Those are, although there are several types of Color. Color makes black barreled pencils, and they also make full enamel coated, and those are different. So yeah, I find for the majority of the time, not all the time, like I said, Prismacolors have an open top and they are excellent pencils. But these are, you know, just because don't judge a book by its cover. But for the most part, I'm always willing to try. Like I said, I'm not going to discount something, but usually the cheaper pencils look like this, like the Wan Shui looked like these, and I hated them. They say Brute Funer on them. They come in like a 160 set, 68 set. I did not like them. So I rarely get pencils like this. As a matter of fact, I got the Shuttle Art ones that were like this not too long ago, and I just knew I was never going to use them, so I sent them back. But these I have had for a while. Let me move these books out of the way, and it's personal preference. I feel like I shouldn't do a video on a pencil that I'm not going to keep. Maybe I should. I don't know. It's tough. So here are the colors. This is the entire swatch chart. I think I got this one from Emily Illustrator. When I can, I will try to tell you where I got my swatch charts in case you're interested. So that's where this one was a nice one. I liked it. And then I have filled out the sheet. So Amazon Basics 72 set. I bought this set in August of 2022. I picked the colors, and what I do is I actually take my color wheel and I go along and I try to match the closest one. And I went with red. Sometimes it's hard. I don't know which one I should go with. Maybe I should go with the geranium, but it's hard. I think this one's closer to the right color. So I matched with my color wheel. So I picked out the red and the yellow and the blue. So we'll do those. We'll test some crumbs. We'll do some layering and then see how they all work. So this is not the right red. Where did I pull that from? Oh, here. So we'll get our red. Our yellow, which is the lemon yellow, I think. I really like these for layering, like coloring on top of marker as a single layer. There's the yellow, and then I picked 535, the light blue. Now I'm also going to do a test, the white and the black, so we can see how well the white and the black color. I'm also decided, and I didn't think of it soon enough, but that's okay. I'll kind of write it on the side, but the two best white pencils, two of the best white pencils, are the Derwent Drawings Chinese White, which you can buy open stock. It's the only Derwent drawing pencil I have. This is an amazing white pencil. And then, of course, the Prismacolor, which mine is very short, white pencil. So I'll put a little here, and we'll compare it to the other two really good white pencils, so we can see how that covers. Are they water soluble? Do a smudge test, which I don't know how is going to work out because my hands are freezing. Eraser test. I saw someone put on a test sheet. Does it cover lines? So I thought I'd put some lines in there and see. And then, of course, layering. So we will do that. 535 is the blue that I picked, which is this one. It was closer to the color. It's just not as dark as the color on the color wheel, but it was a better, what do they call that, hue? Anyway, let me get my clipboard. Also, I decided I would try to tell you, so I looked on Amazon. So the typical price, it says, is $22.39. Usually they're on sale, which would be 31 cents a pencil. I paid a year ago $18.79, which is 26 cents. But I think when I looked today, which is December of 2023, $15.39 or something like that, which would be obviously cheaper than 26 cents a pencil. So they're, you know, relatively cheap, relatively cost affordable. We won't say cheap. All right, so let me sharpen these pencils and sit down, and we will get started. All right, so here I am. Let me just zoom this in a little bit on the appropriate parts. We'll zoom this in a little bit here. So I went ahead and colored in these in the single colors in to save time, because I mean, you're going to see me color them with when I'm doing the blending. So we'll do the orange. So I'm going to put a little bit of red down. I'm going to try to do this to see which one blends better, the red on top of the yellow or the yellow on top of the red. I mean, they blend fairly well, it looks like. It's not amazing or anything. They kind of push each other around a little bit, it looks like. And then finally blend together. So this is my orange, which, I mean, I've seen better. I don't think that they blend particularly well, but it's, you know, not terrible. Let's see. So then we've got green and we've got purple. So purple is red and blue. Let's do some red and blue. So as you can see, they're not really very crummy. We'll see if this comes out with a good purple. I have my doubts. And my colors are not quite as true as I normally would pick. Looks like I definitely want the red on top of blue. So there. Ugh, yeah. It's kind of a mess. I don't know if that really made purple. That's what, like I said, I don't think these blend the best of anything. I usually use them single colors on top of markers or something like that. But when we do our pictures, we will do some blending, so just wanted to get a little more. Guess I can go all the way over now. So, look how weird that is. And here I'm putting the yellow on top. Look at the difference. That's really wild. But yeah. I would say they don't blend particularly well. That's my opinion. Could be my technique, you know. Let me find my pen here. Oh, let's see. Don't blend well. Okay, because it just seems like they mush each other around more than they actually blend together. It does some. They're, like I said, they're not horrible, but let's see. So here is my Amazon Basics white pencil. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right here, so we can see exactly what it looks like. Not terrible. Let's see, then this is my Amazon pencil. Definitely better, but than we expected it to be. And I guess I should say Amazon, or I am not, that is not the Amazon, that is the Prismacolor, oops, sorry. And that'll be the Derwent. So this is the Derwent Drawing Chinese White, which is definitely different. Both lovely pencils right there. So you can see the difference. This is not a terrible white. Let's see. So what do we think about the crumbs? I would say kind of light crumbs. It probably depends on the color. So we'll put light crumbs right there. Is it water soluble? Let's see. I want to make sure I don't have anything on this. I probably shouldn't have bothered with this because I think a lot of people have done this test. But as far as what I want to know about my pencils, why not? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they move. Look at that. This is just a water brush, and I'm putting some, if you didn't know, the reason we do this is because sometimes you want to use mixed media with your pencils, and you want to know if they're going to move or not, because you may want to use a pencil that doesn't move. All right, smudge test. Oh, I need to do the black here, which you can see in my erasing test, but I'll just do it here for fun. So there's my black. It's a nice black, you know. I don't know if people compare blacks as much as they compare whites. Anyway, okay, so my hands are freezing. Let's really mush it down. Let's get some friction. But I'm going to say no, it's not really smudgy. I mean, you can probably smudge any wax-based pencil if you do it long enough. Oh, I guess the one thing I did forget was like a blender. So I'll put a little bit of this here. I have, let's see, what do people blend with? Alcohol marker. So that kind of works. And then let me do, in a minute we'll go back and do that because I got to get something out. What other thing could we do? We could do like a blender of some kind, which it seems to work nice with. Alright, I have some odorless mineral spirits on a blending stump. And we'll put them right there. So those blend out pretty good. Odorless mineral spirits. Blender pencil. So it doesn't smudge. Let's see, we need to do the eraser. So I made it a little bit lighter on that corner. I may have to do it more in the future, a little bit lighter, but Cerise is about what you expect. Can you color the over the lines? Well, I don't expect the yellow to do much. No. Or the red, to be honest. Or the black, but you never know. Black kind of covers them up some. So it's not terrible. So now, let's see. So I've started the layer test just to kind of get started. They're just single layers. So here's layer 2. And then we've got 2 and 3. 2, 3, and 4. Let's see, 1. Of course, I'm pretty heavy-handed, so you have to remember that. 2, 3, 4. 5. I don't know, should we go for 6? Three. Oops, I may have to sharpen this. 4. 5. I'm trying to tell if I got, I think you can get 5 or 6 layers, which isn't bad. And I was pressing kind of hard, so definitely, you know, 5. Probably more if you do it a little bit lighter than I do. But anyway, so there's the 5th layer. don't know where my brush went to. I have it here somewhere. It's like literally probably right in front of me. It is. So there's the blender test. I'll get better at these as I go along. So yeah, they don't blend well. They're water soluble, definitely. Don't really cover up lines, but I don't know that we expected them to. You know, I can get that many layers. So as I go through, you know, if I find out anything else about them, I was trying to think of sets of pencils that they reminded me of. And it's funny because they're not really pencil sets that I have, and these are better than the pencil sets that I don't have. So, I don't have the Brute Funer, you know, like the 500 set or anything like that. The only ones that I have are the square and the black barrel. I don't have any of the ones with the open top on them. So, because I got some one time and they were labeled the Wan Shui. It was 168 and I did not like them at all. It was terrible to try to find the colors. Because the barrels were sometimes really off. So, anyway. So we've done a little bit of testing. So I'm still kind of disappointed in how they blend. But, yeah, like I said, they make a good one-layer pencil to do shading with. I don't know, would I order them again? You know, I don't think so, honestly, because I probably have some other sets of pencils that I would rather use, but we will see how we feel once we use all of the pencils. I could put order again. No. So maybe we'll go back and change that later. I don't know. So here's all my pencils I can put back in here. So now I'm going to start on a picture. So let's see. What are we going to do? Oh, forgot to put the white back. Let me get my books out and I will be right back. So I've picked out some colors and I will show you my color palette. So I've kind of gone with, if I can get it to show up. So like this, so I'm going with like a mushroom. I looked up Treehouse and then these came up, and so I really like those colors. So I have used that, branched out with the similar colors. I don't have a really good, because you'll notice there's like a taupe in here and a light tanny flesh color. And I don't really have those, so I'm using like a gray and a flesh. The flesh is the closest thing I have to like a taupe sort of, but I think those will work. Doesn't have to be exact, you know, just as long as it all goes together. So I'm going to use those. You know, I pulled out some extra browns. I'm going with a lot of red browns and a lot of the bluey greens, I guess is what those would be, rather than the yellow greens. Because I've got some turquoise green, I've got viridian, I've got emerald, teal. I think I pulled out brilliant also, so I would have some different colors of green, but yeah, they should all go together. I might get that cerulean blue just in case I need, because that's a nice blue. I pulled out burnt sienna, brown, red, brown, You'll notice how red the brown is. And then I've got brick red, but I also pulled out geranium red because I feel like I need a red. So I think I've got a good smattering of these colors. I've also got the dark chocolate, which is almost got a purpley color in it. And I pulled out the maroon and the magenta just in case. I mean, you know, it's all about what you think will look good. I kind of look at several color palettes to get an idea of what I want. Oh, I gotta charge my tablet. So, but that's how I do that. So this is the picture we're gonna color. Like I said, I'm gonna start this. We're gonna color some elements, and then I might try to just speed it up while I color it. Move the sticker over here, and I'll probably just go top down. I have to decide what my bird is going to look like, and then I have to decide what color I want my leaves on the roof to be, which I think I'm gonna go with teal and emerald. So the teal green is actually this grayish green, and the emerald is a dark green. So I'm gonna go with that, and we'll see how these do on here. And my cats are fighting or playing, however you want to look at it. And I apologize, I noticed a little earlier I was off camera when I was doing that blending. I do apologize. I will be very careful in the future with that. So I'm not putting down very much pressure right now. I'm just kind of very lightly touching the paper. I'm probably going to have to use a blender pencil with these. Well, because they're not very soft. How do they feel? Let's see. They don't feel soft. They don't feel hard, as most wax-based pencils seem to be that are not Prismacolors. They seem to be on the harder side. So, you know, I'm getting some good coverage. I think that to get really good coverage with these, I think you're gonna work, is what I think you're gonna do. But the second layer is going on much easier, and hopefully I like these colors when I'm done. But it's hard to describe. I mean, to me they feel like a harder pencil. Like I said, I think I'm gonna have to work at this to get them to go together the way I want. I don't think it'll be awful, but I think if I want this to be dark, and I should put a piece of paper in here really, because it might transfer. This book's been really good, but sometimes books transfer lines. I'm having a hard time getting rid of the line with these. Some pencils it's easier than others. So let's see if we can work out that line a little bit with the other color. And it's gonna be hard for me to get like a really dark. There it goes. So I don't know if I would recommend these if you, I mean, I don't have to press really hard to get some color, but if you're the type of person who wants, you know, really good coverage, and deeper colors, I honestly think you're gonna work really hard with these. Let's see, let me grab, I don't know whether to use my Prisma. I have a Prisma blender. I have all the blenders. I have the Caran d'Ache. I have the other Caran d'Ache also. I also have a Derwent somewhere, but that's okay. And I can feel this gliding across the top as I am moving these together. So a lot of times with cheaper pencils, if I want it to look better, I will use, or who am I gonna kid? I use blending pencils a lot because some people can blend really well with just their pencils and it looks amazing. And for some reason, I think it's just that I'm not experienced enough. I haven't worked out my style completely yet. And I, of course, was very heavy-handed. I'm trying to be less so. So see, like right now, I'm kind of, I can get more layers on there. It gets harder. So I'm like, what, like 1, 2, 3 layers. I want to make these. I can try starting with my dark color. I don't usually have a lot of luck with that, to be honest, when I do like dark colors. I'll get a line, but we'll see. In the interest of experimentation, I am gonna do this leaf this way. Just putting the darkness, you know, putting the darkness in wherever I think it should be. Oops, got over the line there. And then we'll see if I can make it work out. Because I want this to be useful for people. I want to have a good description. I'm trying to think of everything, but I have a feeling I just can't think of everything with these pencils. But I mean, the most important thing is how they color. I mean, I think my hand is going to get tired doing this. So I may have to stop and go on. I have to decide how dark I want these. Or like sometimes if I don't want to go all the way, like I get tired of adding layers, then I'll just use my colorless blender to kind of help myself there. Okay, no more layers. But let's see, there's my first 2 leaves. So I'm gonna have it darker on this side, like this leaf way over here. Oops, I'm sorry. We do this. So like I'm gonna have it darker on this side because I assume maybe this will be lighter because these are in the back. I'm not really technically picking a light source, but I think this leaf will be really dark. I might make this edge kind of light, like this. And then just really make this dark. I'm hoping that all of these colors will look well together. Let's color something else really quick. And then we can finish this picture. And I can give you my dissertation on what I think. Let's see. I am waffling on what I want to do. I think this is going to be red. Maybe. I haven't entirely decided yet what color this is going to be, the house. But I do know I want these to be like a brown color. So I think I'm going to start, I think we're going to go with burnt sienna on these wood what are they? Trunks, trees. It's an actual tree. It's like the two trees are coming together to make a roof, which is really cool. And I know that some colors, you know, obviously will go down easier than others. So this is very light pressure. I mean, I could come back here and do it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not, to get this level of color, I am not pressing at all. This is just in my hand, so that part's nice. You don't have to press very hard to get some color. I mean, this is your standard Amazon paper, so it's got some tooth to it. So if you only want one layer, these aren't going to be bad. That's why I use them for shading mostly with my alcohol markers, because there's a good set of colors that goes along with them. I have used these some. I've never used them to color an entire picture on their own. I have a feeling, it's just, I just think if you want layers, that's where your work is going to come in. That the layers are going to be kind of harder. Even though, you know, on my pencil test, I had, you know, I did get quite a few layers, but I mean, not, I would say you can get 3 or 4 for sure. I think it depends on your coloring style to get more than that, but I think it's possible. On some level, I don't know if I care how many layers a pencil gives me. But maybe I should, you know. So we'll color this. See, I'm not having too hard of a time putting some shadow down. But at the same time, it's like, you know, this is the limitation of your payoff here. I'm going to press a little bit harder right here. But my thumb, you know, is getting tired. I'm not pressing terribly hard, but, you know, it is some work. And also, I mean, this is going to help me with my coloring technique, because I know that I really color. Sometimes I think less is more, and that is often the case. Because I see people who are artists and they just go choop, 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 and a little bit of color, and it's amazing. And we're sitting here trying to cover the whole page, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to put like a ton of color down. But on some level, getting those shadows in there is a little bit difficult. I need like a... Oh, I think, did I put bark in here? I don't remember if I put bark in here. Of course, bark might be the wrong color. It would be a nice shadow. As I make decisions. It's a little bit of a grayish brown. The bark is, but I don't think it'll matter. I just want something else. Because a lot of times I will do everything with I can do shadows and everything with like one pencil. I think it's harder with these. But anyway. So there we go. Putting in some shadows with this pencil. Plus it's trees, so nature doesn't care what color things are on some level. I mean, it does, because it obviously makes things a certain color for a reason. And I think that these are a definite candidate for your blender pencil, because it's just going to make them look better. See, look at that. It's smoothing it out. It's, you know, making my color pay off more. So I need to make these notes on my sheet, and we'll go over the sheet whenever I'm done with this, because I'm going to make notes as I go. So, not bad. I really want to try to make these pictures in this book look nice. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I need to probably put like a hair more color right there. Right. And I know this is going to be darker because it's under the roof. But I mean, for, you know, $15 for 72 pencils. And they, just like I said, they make a great pencil for shading over top of marker, even though you still might have to use a blender pencil there if you don't like the grainy, because sometimes, you know what I mean, it looks grainy even when you put it over marker and you have to use pencil to shade it out. It'd be nice if I knew like technical terms, but I never took art. There we go. So there's my first thoughts. So I'm going to finish this picture. I'll try to do it over, like speed it up so it'll only take a minute, and then you can watch me, but we'll see how that works. See you in a minute. Okay, I finished the picture. Here it is. Came out much better than I expected. I love the colors I used. I'll have to use that palette again. I even added some colors that weren't in the palette, but I tried to keep them close to the palette so it all blends rather well. You'll have to excuse my gloves. My hands are very cold today. So, would I color another entire picture with Amazon Basics pencils on Amazon paper? Again, no, I would not. I found it to be a miserable experience. I did not enjoy it at all. It went pretty fast. They just don't layer. I mean, it came out pretty good, but it's just with the layering. So they're a great pencil for a single layer. I use them all the time for that. And like I said, you can get good results with it, decent, but it's a lot of work. I mean, you know, it's my hand. If people have hand pain, it would hurt them, I believe. It didn't hurt me, but I could see where it might, because it didn't feel comfortable. Because I was having to press and try to get them to blend, and it just, I mean, if you want a straight color, still it takes a bit. You can get some color, but you're not going to get a dark color. But that being said, I'm happy with the picture, so I'm glad I did it. So that's my experience with the pencils. I'm not a professional, but I've been coloring for a while. So I decided this is we're gonna move on to some other paper really quick. So Magical Jungle, I discovered, has a color test page in it. And this paper is different than the Small Victories paper. This Small Victories is much smoother. So what I'm going to do, if I can manage, since I have a nice color test page, I'm going to take some colors, and I'm just going to use some of the colors I have out for better or worse. Let's see if I can remember what I used. And we're going to give it a try, and then we'll know, and then I can label them. So let's see what this feels like. Here, I'll do this one first. Magical Jungle, because it has your, if any, I mean, a lot of people still have these books and color in these books, so although I suppose I should have done, well, that's okay. Now, it feels nice. But I like this better than coloring in, I should have picked a couple of colors that would actually blend. So, I mean, it blend, but I mean that you can tell coloring on here. I mean, you're not going to get the experience of coloring an entire picture. But that's okay. I can't do that many pictures. It does feel different. I will tell you that. It does feel different. Let me think. Where are my pencils? I am not doing well at this, am I? Okay. So if I do a red and a yellow, and I don't really care which two, to be honest. I should get an orange. So I'm gonna do like a red color, even though this is a scarlet. So I don't think I would have any better luck with this. I mean, it's just, you look at that. It's not even really, they're not even really blending. So, not really liking that. I don't think I would get, a good color with that one. I mean, it's just laying on top of it on this paper. Look at that. So if you wanted to do straight coloring, I think that would be easy with these, because you're going to get a nice, you know, do I have an actual sharp pencil? This one's sort of sharp. So, you know, you're going to get, it doesn't take much pressure to put down that much color. You know, I'm not really pressing hard, so it's decent. But would I use them in this book? No. in my opinion. So let's try. I have a feeling that Small Victories is going to be worse because it's so smooth. So let's see what we get with Small Victories. So here's my yellow. I mean, they feel really soft when you're... They did not feel good on the Amazon paper though. So this is working better. It's going to be a lot of work to blend. They're going to smush. They're just going to kind of lay on top of each other. So I don't think... I mean, it's better than the Magical Jungle. I'm not going to lie. I could even do... actually, I could kind of do this mushroom. Do him in what your traditional red color. Now I don't have a big picture with this one. This is a small picture, but I mean, it's gonna give me an idea. I wish I hadn't gotten it on those leaves, or sorry, spots. But okay, so oops, I'm sorry, I hit that. So let me get a darker red, like this one. Let's see if I can. Yeah, this one works much better. Now I don't know how many layers you're going to be able to get, to be honest. But in this book, it's a much better experience. I think with these pencils, you want smoother paper. Smoother paper is really what you need. And we'll just blend that in with this other color, because that looks good. You know, I'm getting some... They're very waxy, which, I mean, I would expect. They're not expensive pencils. I mean, they do have a good bit of shine to them when you layer, right? So you can kind of see how they flash. And then I want to go back and use the darker color, kind of just give myself a rim there. I'll have to get an eraser later and erase my little spots that I got. But I don't think, if I can find a really dark, here. Am I gonna get much more? No. Like, this is a dark color and it's not really laying down. It'll give you a shadow, which is nice because sometimes you might want that. But 2 layers is about all you're gonna get on that. So there you go. Still, I'm staying with my single layer pencil. What have I got in Lulu Mayo? It's a smooth paper. It's not quite as smooth. Do I have a colored test page that I can do on the back? Oh, can I do these maybe? For whatever reason, I don't really like A Million Cats. So it is not... I was actually going to get rid of it, and then I thought I could use it for testing or whatever. So why don't you make some berries? See, it goes down really easy on the smooth paper. Like, I'll hold it like this so you can see. I'm not good coloring like that, but see, I don't have to put very much pressure. It comes off. But your problem is when you need to get another layer on there, it's going to be a pain in the butt is what it's going to be. Why don't we give it like a kind of a greenish top. I need to color in my Lulu Mayo more. I am not the biggest fan of certain types of depictions. I just, you know, I don't like this style of cat. You know, I don't like, I mean, this isn't bad. I don't love it. These are okay, but some of them I just don't care for, and I mean, it's not her fault. It's certainly not her fault. It's her art, and I love most of it. So, do I have a dark green? Your colors are a little bit limited in this too. So I'm getting a second layer, but it's really hard to get down, just like before, you know, and you can see it like how it's not doing. So straight coloring, you're golden. But that's just a no-go, I think, on that. You know, you try so many times with something. So Lulu Mayo. So let's see. I've got some Rita Berman books here. Let's see. Do I want to do? Does she have? She doesn't have any test pages, does she? Nope. I thought maybe I could do. How about on this one? I do a leaf. What greens do I have? So again, it's going down very smoothly, not much pressure. And then let's give it a little shade here, and that looks nice. Oh, can I put something else over top of it? A little bit. See, I am getting a little bit there. That's going to be a lot of work, though. I mean, I can tell you. Just from experience. And we'll just make this nice and smooth. It's a nice looking leaf. But it's gonna be getting the second layer wasn't too bad. But and you could get a really nice picture with those. I mean, I might, if I had to use them in the Rita Berman books, you know, I might. Wouldn't be my first choice. So what else have I got? Oh, I have got Universe, which I don't think she has a color test page. Oh, I know. There was this picture with all of the flowers in here, and I was thinking about kind of trying here to see what we could do, coloring us some flowers in Maria Trolla, and it goes down really nice. That's just the thing. They are really nice when you're putting down the first layer. They're, you know, just, they feel like butter. And then you get to that second layer and they're just sliding on top of each other. And that's the not good experience part of it. Should have sharpened my pencils. So, and my colors are not the best. So like Maria Trolla, see I'm getting a little bit of, I can get a little color down. It might work better. Let me try doing it this way rather than putting it on top. I think that'll be a pretty picture. Let me try doing a couple where I put the yellow on top. Because the problem is, I think they're blending, but they're not really blending. They're just sitting on top of each other. But that's decent. I might need a little bit darker. And just don't press very hard. That's much better. This might be my favorite so far. Like I said, you're gonna have to work for it. Definitely. You're not gonna get a ton of layers, but that is not a bad flower. Not a bad flower at all. That is not color I want to use. It's hard to pick colors. And then, you know, we've got the center of our sunflower right here. That's not bad. You know, I don't think I'm going to be able to put, can I put some darker colors down here? A little bit, yeah. Look at that. So this so far is the most enjoyable. To get that second layer on there, you're having to press a little bit harder. But not terrible. I mean, this is working better than any of the paper that I have used so far. So we've got Maria Trolla is a definite yes. I would use them if I had to on it, and I would be confident that the picture would come out. So now I've got Jewelry Box by Hannah Carlson. Now, do I know what mine are? Obviously the American version. So that is not all of my books, but do I have anything I can test on? I should have picked out a page. I was trying to, but I didn't have a lot of luck. This is probably, well, the books that I don't have are my least favorite books. This one isn't bad, but like, I just don't know if I would ever color her. I really don't. But I need something. I mean, I could do her. You know, once I pick a picture in this video, then I'll have it for the rest of the videos. I do a couple of brownish feathers because that's kind of how I see her. So it's going down very smooth. Watch, one of these days I'll be like, oh, I wanted to do that one. Yeah. So this isn't bad at all. Now, you know, let's see. Can I get a little, is this black? It's Van Dyke brown. It's a really dark brown. I still can't really get more than 2 layers on there. But it's not awful. Look, I've got like a, do I want to use this one for the center? That might be cool. Not bad. You know, still not blending as easily as I would want it to. Oops, I'll have to erase that later, because this is, you know, Can of Carlson paper is pretty smooth, but I'm liking it. I like the results, so not bad. So I'll call that a yes. I mean, if you want to look at it really closely, you can kind of see. Not terrible. I could do I may regret doing a whole picture, but so here's Circle of Life. There is no color test page in this, but this one probably isn't going to be bad because it's smoother paper. So let's see what we got here. Oops, I should have started over on the side, but did I do that? No. We'll just mix it up a little bit. Sorry, I'm standing up, so let's see what we get. I mean, it goes down really easy. So it's blending a little better on this paper, Circle of Life. I'm not unhappy with that. This has a little bit of tooth to it. I think it would end up looking really splotchy like my Amazon picture did because of the way the tooth grabs it. I just think you're better off with smoother paper for sure on this one. So we're going to put that in the no pile. I've got a Millie Murata. A lot of people have Millie Murata books. And she has a color test page in the back, which I liked. This one, particular one is Woodland Wild. But all of hers, I have a bunch of hers, and they all pretty much have the same paper in them. So we'll test this out. I expect it to be a little better. They work much nicer on smooth paper. They still don't blend very well, but they feel like a ton better. Like if I use these browns, can I even get these browns to blend? I don't know. Look at it, just they don't blend at all. That's the thing, is still not blending very well. Great single color pencils. They feel awesome. Now these are 2 similar colors, so but you can see how they're just kind of, I can see it pushing each other around. So not great. If I was gonna do single color, yeah, if I wasn't gonna blend, I would definitely do that. We'll just label that so I don't forget. A couple more. Let's see, this is a Kirby book. This is Anamorphia. That one's been around for a while. I knew that there would be something in here. I thought maybe I could just test it on some of these little creatures. Like, let's start over here maybe. I've got like a blue color that I can use on this bottle. I mean, I'm not, oops, I need an eraser. So, zoom in just a little bit. So, Kirby paper is really smooth. So, of course, it feels pretty good. I'm not really loving it. I still like the Hannah and the Maria Trolla paper better, to be honest. if I'm being honest. Let me see, I've got gray over here. Make this paper kind of peachy, put a little gray on top of it. I mean, I can make it look great if I want to. I have a brown for the cork. I think all my browns are really red. I need this one. Nice light color, but I can make it darker. Not bad. See how I can make it, I can get it to layer up a little bit here. But can I make them blend? You know, that's the question. Not terrible. Single color. Let me just do it on this right back here. We'll just start right there, so I know. So we'll get our red. And our yellow, and I should get an orange, but I'm not going to because the pencil just stays right in there. And you can see what it does when you put the color. It's not really blending. So, you know, not very great. I think if you use the right techniques, because this is cool, and I'll go back and label that Amazon Basics later, but that I would be unhappy with. So, last but not least, I have my Romantic Country second tail. I forget why I chose this one. I pulled it out for some reason because I thought, oh yeah, I was gonna do these leaves and flowers, and I thought that would be a good option. Let's see. So let me, goes down like butter. So that's cool. Let me get a little bit darker color. Could have used a sharp pencil. I feel like it's just pushing the color around again. So, you know, it's going to be the same theme, I think, for all of these. Great for straight coloring, not so great. But you have to try them out for yourself. You know, I'm just giving you kind of an idea. I mean, that doesn't look bad at all. And this Amazon paper is Japanese, or I mean, Erie paper is like Japanese paper, so it's very smooth. And these work well. These work the best on smooth paper, but you're never gonna get really more than 2 layers blending with them. So let me make some notes on my sheet, and I'll be back. So I've made my notes. We'll just go over what we discovered really quickly. It's a 72 set. The crumbs are really light. There's not many crumbs, I find. As you can see, they didn't blend well. They lay on top of each other. They just kind of, on smooth paper, they just kind of smush each other around. So there's no real blending. You can get it okay. You can make a good picture. It's going to take a lot of work. So the white pencil isn't terrible. There's my Derwent Chinese White and my Prismacolor, and the black pencil is pretty good because these lay down. The first layer is kind of smooth. So I was happy with that. I'm not sure how I got so many layers here, but I think it was because I was pressing really hard. And now that I look at these, maybe these 3 really aren't that different. Because I know for a fact that I can do 1 and 2, and 3 is really hard. So take that into account. They are very affordable. and they were better in Hannah Carlson, Maria Trolle, Erie, Kirby Rosan's, and Millie Murata books rather than your Amazon paper. But the first layer in anything with these pencils is going to be good. That's why I use them as a medium to use over top of another medium like watercolor or marker. So that is the lowdown on those. These are the pencils. As far as the colors go, if you color a lot of leaves, I think you'd have trouble because the greens are a bit unusual. I mean, your 72 set's going to limit you, especially because you can't really blend them together. So you can't make other colors very easily or at all, as we saw. So you're really only limited to your 72 colors, whereas some other sets, you can blend them together and make your colors. You know, there's the yellows are pretty, there's lacking in some browns, there's not any really good light browns. A lot of their browns, most of their browns are red-ish tint. I did find the greens weird. You know, you've got two yellowy greens right here that are almost the same, and you've got two purples that aren't that much different from each other, but they are different. You know, lilac and lavender. One's a red, one's a blue, purple. So, you know, did they really need a gold and a silver when you're doing 72 colors? I think you could add something else. So, other than that, I mean, they're pretty colors. So, if you have any questions or comments to do in the future, let me know. Our next set of pencils will be the Artex pencils, as we're doing these in alphabetical order. So I will start working on that immediately so that I can get it out. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. I appreciate everyone supporting my channel, and I hope you have enjoyed getting to know my pencils, the Amazon Basics pencils. Have a great day, a great week. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.